Welcome to the Super Breakdown Podcast, where cosmic tales unfold. Join Power Maximus, Lord Triage, and the Darth Legacy Jason M40 on a journey through heroic realms where legends are born and destinies entwine. Delve into the cosmic currents, unraveling the mysteries of superheroes, villains, and champions. Embrace the cosmic energy that binds us all, and let your journey begin. This is the Super Breakdown Podcast. Enter the cosmic saga.
Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? We are back at it again. This is the Super Breakdown. I'm Power Maximus. We're here with everyone's favorite demigod, Lord Triage, and the Darth Legacy himself, Jason M40. We are back. This makes our 99th show. Our 99th show. That's crazy to me. 99. Next week will be 100. Like
crazy.
My mind is blown. We've been doing some amazing shit lately. And I feel like it's definitely paying off. The hard work that we've been putting in for these last few years is seriously paying off. But with that, this week, as we have done for the past few weeks, we are rounding off our movie monster march. I really wanted to call it movie monster madness, but to go with March Madness, but March is what we got, right? But no, we're rounding it off with the one, the only Tremors. If y'all don't remember, this was a kind of sci-fi thriller that came out in what the 90s, or was it 80s? 90s? I think that was. But man, listen, if you haven't seen this show, you're kind of this movie, you're really missing out. Came out in 1990, starring Kevin Bacon.
Missing out.
Seriously, it was. I mean, all right. So with Tremors. Triage, you go first. When did you first watch this film?
It was a weekend, and I was sitting in front of the TV with my sister, and we were trying to find something to watch. And I remember put this on, and we sat there and watched it, and we were instantly hooked. And I had to have been probably like 6 or 7 at the time.
What about you, Jay?
Oh man, I can't say exactly what age I was, but I was young. I was definitely young. I would say maybe like 13 or less, definitely. And I just remember being like terrified of this giant worm, man. It scared me.
Nah, for me, I was like, I had to be around the same age, honestly, maybe a little bit younger. Like a lot of my big moments with movies happened a lot when I was like between 9 and like 11. Right? I don't know, that was a big kind of like year for me when it came to watching these movies.
Because I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, definitely. Then I had never seen a movie like this, like at least with like kind of like the effects, like looking so realistic. I'm sure that they probably used animatronics, and it was just very realistic. Like I thought it was completely real when I first saw it. Like it being so young. So
no, I gotta agree with that. I like the practical effects in this one was A1. Like I thought there was the puppeteering, from the puppeteering of the tongues to the entire giant piece, the worms themselves. Yeah,
It almost reminds me of like Jaws.
yes. You know what? I think I gotta agree. I definitely think that's something that they were trying to aim for with this. What do you think, Triage?
Very. I think it was very similar, but done better. Because one of the things with Jaws is that they always joke about is that you very, very rarely see the shark because the shark looks so poor.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, it's one of those things where you actually got to see them, and like when the second them shits came out the ground, it was terrifying.
Yes.
Absolutely. And like even then, just when it came to the look of the worms, the graboids, like it was just again, like you said, they were actually really lifelike and realistic, from the beak having that hard shine, that hard black shine on it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and it
like
opened up, and
it
man.
reminded me like of a squid's beak.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
that's a good like description.
Yeah, or like an armored beetle's beak or whatever like that, like mouth like that. But yeah, no, these things were absolutely terrifying.
And then literally the mouth would open and these snake things would come out and grab your feet and no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And it's like the snake things had teeth. Their tongues had teeth.
My God, it was so terrifying.
Like it's wild. So, Triage, for the people out there who've never watched this movie, would you mind like giving a quick synopsis of this?
So in this desert town, it's supposed to be that people are slowly but surely going missing, and that this has aroused the suspicion of the locals. Everyone's concerned. They keep trying to figure out what's going on, and then as these two guys go to investigate, they find a body of a local townsperson who was up on a
It was like a power
like a
line.
power. Yes. And they were like, and how they had wound up calling the doctor, and how the doctor said that he had died of dehydration. And they were like, well, that's weird. You're trying to tell me that he sat up there and just died in the heat? And he was like, doesn't that take a few days? There's like sometimes 3 or 4. And they're like, that's insane. What could have someone that terrifies before they wouldn't come down? So that
foreshadow.
that right there was like shit, like what's going on? And then as time goes by, they start to discover that people are going missing. Things are people have been torn apart. And then the thing that did it for them is when they found a station wagon. Now, I know most of you modern day kids don't know what the fuck station wagon is. They had found a station wagon that was completely buried underground.
And now I want to put it as simply as this. Station wagon. A big ass car. Long ass car.
Old.
Old. And these shits were still like steel reinforcements, so heavy as shit.
Just to give it like an idea, they put wood paneling on the side of this car because they thought it looked good. just you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sorry. Continue. The big ass truck, youngins. Big ass truck.
And this is what caused them to be like, all right, what could these things be that could bury a whole station wagon, that could pull it underground? And it's like, why would they do it on top of that? And then as they were traveling back to warn the rest of the locals, that's when you actually first get to really see what the creatures that become to be known as the Graboids.
Mm-hmm. And now, I find it crazy that that the man that named them in the show he didn't last long after naming it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like a very common theme in like these these horror monster movies, usually the person that either finds the thing first or names the thing first doesn't last long after that.
I will say, like, in a horror movie or like a thriller, normally.
I know. It's the black guy first. We get it. We know.
Oh, I was not gonna say that.
Was there even a black guy in the town? Shit.
No.
Damn, not in this movie.
No, there was a Mexican guy. That was Miguel. I think his name was.
Yeah, he was the good shot.
Oh yeah. He can shoot pretty well. Yeah. That was the only person of color in this film. Just want to point that out to everyone. Sorry, Jay, you were saying?
Damn, what was I saying?
Oh shit. Shit.
Yeah, I don't remember.
My
Moving
bad.
on.
That's on me. My bad. Damn. No, I was talking about how the person that names the monsters usually is like one of the first people to go, and you were like, yeah.
I was just saying that normally, like in horror thriller films, like the very first scene that you know, like of a person that you see, whatever like the person's doing in the scene, is normally the one who gets killed. The first one you see, and that gives you like a bit of foreshadowing of like what's to come. But
yeah, you're right, and that's something that you don't see much these days, in films. How, you know what I mean? Like they'll, like when they do a film, like the first shot kind of like sets up everything else that's about to happen in the film. I know Final Destination does that a lot. Like they'll have stuff at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That ends up predicting everything else that's going to happen later on.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would consider this Tremors a horror film. And I appreciate it because you don't know what is happening yet. Like, you don't know what is attacking people yet until you actually see it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then, I 100% agree with you. It's that Jaws effect. I'll call it. I'll say the Jaws effect, like you said, Triage. Jaws effect, but done way better. And it just, I just don't know. There was something that was clearly cheap about it, but it was done so damn well that, you really couldn't tell how cheap the film was.
I mean, they even had this like goo that they put all over it to make it look wet and like slimy, and it was cool.
Like, again, the budget for this film was only $11 million.
That's not a lot.
I mean, in
Yeah,
90,
I mean, it is
like,
but
90 in 90, that's a lot. But these days, no, there's not a lot whatsoever. That's chump change. And even then, I don't know what it did. I don't even know what it did in box office.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. And now, also want to point out, this film is another Universal film. We've been like a lot of the films we've been doing have been Universal. We've done a few of these that were Universal, and it's like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Does Universal just have like a monster fetish or something like that?
Yeah, Universal.
But no, this movie had like from the casting, we got Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward playing Valentine McKee and Earl Bassett, the two main characters. They're the ones going around finding the fact that all this wild shit's happening. And it gets to a point where they're like, all right, now, and there's I think it's like a whole day goes by before they're even able to get back to the town and tell the town people what's going on. because they end up getting trapped out in the wilderness with Finn Carter's character, Rona Lebeck, who is essentially the she's essentially the female love interest for Kevin Bacon's character here.
Basically.
Yeah. Let's see. So one sec, we got a comment here. Justin Kuntz. Universal did want to make the MonsterVerse. So yeah, they do have a thing for monsters. That's true. And it makes sense that it's a fetish because, you know, and we all know what happened with the MonsterVerse. They fucked it. So yeah, I would call that a monster fetish.
You said they fucked it. Sweet Christmas.
Did they not?
I plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth? Man, I am making the judge's case right here. No. Like, they started going good. They had two good ones. And then they decided that they were going to talk to Tom Cruise and redo The Mummy. And then just blew they just blew their load all over the MonsterVerse in that point.
Wow.
Yeah, they fucked it all to hell. They just didn't last long. Two pump and dump. That's what happened. I swear that's what happened.
That escalated so quickly.
My apologies if there's any children listening. There shouldn't be. We make it loud and clear that this. And in the words of Dave Chappelle, you best not bring your kids. But no, yeah, the casting of this is pretty dope. And then we have Michael Gross, who is plays Burt Gummer, who is pretty much curious, how would you describe Mr. Burt Gummer?
How would I describe him? I would describe him as the guy that everyone should be friends with.
Yes.
That's a good description.
He was a doomsday prepper. He was
conspiracy theorist.
And he was prepared for every possible scenario you could think of. It didn't matter if it was a fucking earthquake, an alien, Skynet. He was ready. All right.
He was fucking ready. That man's break glass in case of emergency gun was a fucking elephant rifle.
Literally.
It was a double barrel elephant rifle.
And who has a break glass in case of emergency gun?
And right next to the wall that is covered in guns.
Literally.
In their basement. Man. Yo, listen, go ahead.
He was a survivalist, so it's like he really had everything that you could think of. What he said, 3 years worth of food, a Geiger counter, clean water, air filtration system.
Yep. Yep. He wasn't playing. But we cannot talk about Bert without talking about his lovely, lovely, lovely wife, Miss Reba McEntire. I'm sorry. I love Reba. I love her.
That's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
Yep. I'm not gonna say I'm not a listener. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a fan.
I love country music. I'm just saying.
No. Even then, I don't know. I like country music too, just not necessarily hers. Not saying it's bad, but I'm just like, no, I'm a fan of her acting, more than her music. I like her music though, because who could forget the intro to Reba? Come on now, I'm a survivor. Come on now, Reba's the shit. She invited to the cookout. Reba invited to the cookout, absolutely, but and it sucks. It sucks that she didn't come back for the second one.
Or the eighth.
Or the eighth. Or the eighth. Yeah, no, Reba would not be a part of some shit like that. That's probably what happened because what was the budget for the second film? This was 11 million. The second film was 4 million. Wow.
Damn.
Wow. $4 million budget in 96.
Damn. It's crazy.
I don't know what to say about that. That's wild.
Yeah,
What'd
it's
you
not a
say-
lot.
What'd you say the budget for the original movie was?
11. Granted, I don't know what the gross was for it. Let's see. Yeah, I couldn't find the gross for it. But let's see. Let's see. The original 1990 film Tremors grossed 16.67 million domestically.
Okay, so that's just in our country.
Mm-hmm.
That's not terrible.
Actually, I'm getting different numbers here than I just had. I'm seeing that the budget was 6 million and it grossed 16 million.
Huh.
Either way, 4 million is still crazy. Like, but it would make sense for not, the way they played it, really. Like the film, like one, you only see the worm, like the actual worm, maybe about like once or twice, and then after that they're like the new form of graboids. They never gave them a name, that version of them. They're like bipedal, heat sensing, and I don't know. It was just, these got weird.
Don't they fart to fly?
See, I don't know which movie those are. I believe those are called ass blasters.
Yes,
Oh, boy.
yes. Oh God. He said
Shriekers. They definitely, thank you, Justin. Justin just they were called Shriekers. So we got the Graboids, we got Shrieker Graboids, and we got ass blasting Graboids. These shits are starting to sound like fucking Borderland grunt enemy character names. We got a Skag, we got Alpha Skag, we got a badass Skag, we got a badass Alpha Skag. Those of you who play Borderlands, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't know. I always enjoyed these films from the time that I first saw them till now. It was an absolute joy to go back and rewatch them. And honestly, just like it's been for this entirety of this month, it's just been an absolute blast. But now, what I want to know is, they made the first one. The first one dropped 16 mil, right?
Mm-hmm.
They made the second one. Let me see. The second one did like, damn, I can't even find out what it did. It had a $4 million budget, and I can't even see what the box office for it was. For some reason, it did, and that actually, my bad. Actually, now I'm remembering, everything after one was direct to DVD.
Shocking.
Yeah, I just remember that everything after one went direct to DVD.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh, so from what I'm seeing here is that the original budget for Tremors 2 Aftershocks was supposed to be $17 million, right? Universal Studios wanted the original stars to return, but when neither of them did, the budget was dropped from 17 to 4. And the production was handed over to the directed video division. But it did end up bringing in like 16.7 million. So roughly, so they actually ended up making more money off of it than the first one. That's not bad.
That's shocking.
Yeah. But it makes sense though, because this was putting it nicely, because Fred Ward did come back for the second one, but they just wanted Kevin Bacon.
I mean, yeah.
But look at that. One person decided, hey, I'm not coming back, and they dropped it from 17 million to 4? It is crazy. One person making that much financial change in a film's budget is nutty to me.
Yeah, I would agree.
So, again, where I was going with this was, you would think after you made the second one, and that second one was direct to DVD, like you'd be like, you know what? I think we're done. Right? We would all think that. But no, they decided, let's do a third one. Let's do a fourth one. Wait, hold on. Let's do a fifth one, a sixth one, and a seventh one.
Yeah, I just don't understand that.
That was all direct to digital.
The original concept of this movie, let's not forget, is like a giant man-eating worm underground that is attacking people. And as soon as they moved away from that concept, like I don't get where the good ideas were coming from to continue making the films.
I mean, clearly it wasn't a good idea.
Well, I wouldn't say that, by no means. I think it's the same classic issue that happened with a lot of other franchise movies, from A Nightmare on Elm Street to Child's Play. They have a bad habit of adding more comedy, thus making them more goofy. And
big time heavy on that part.
I think that sometimes, like I said before, like, you know, if it's a horror movie, you just got to let it be a horror movie. But it's also one of those things where you got to remember this is also within a period of time where things couldn't be as gory or this, that, and the third. Like, you figure, look at like the original Terminator. Now, I've never done like a body count, but you figure between the first two movies, they've got to kill at least, I'd say 3-4 dozen people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now look at the original John Wick.
Jesus.
Keanu Reeves kills 6 times that many people
in one film.
That's very true.
So I think like if they were to do Tremors now, it'd be a lot darker and it have like a lot more menace to it. And like the thing that's interesting about the series is that the Graboids weren't dumb.
No, not at all. You know, when I said worm, yeah, but apparently we find out in 2 that these creatures are, because in the first one, they don't know they are. All they know is that the shits are trying to kill them, so we need to kill them. But in the second one, they went more. Something I enjoyed about the second one more than the first. They actually had done studies on the Graboids since the first movie, right?
Yeah, and that was like the only logical thing that I think was in the movie.
There was a lot of really dumbass shit that they did that really kind of fucked them over. They could have been out of the situation far sooner. Far sooner. But we'll get there. But yeah, the fact that we find out that they're Precambrian creatures, which means they were here first. They were here first.
Yeah.
So you got to think a creature that's that old, that has survived that long, their ability to adapt and evolve has to be ridiculous as a species. So they are highly fucking intelligent, and we see that in in the first room alone. They're on the roofs. Everybody's like, haha, yeah, they can't get us. We should be safe up here. No, the motherfuckers started digging the dirt from underneath the foundation of the buildings and started collapsing them. Just
Yeah.
to keep them down.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
So yeah,
smart.
not stupid in any way, shape, or form. But again, like you said, being something that old, you have to be. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah, go ahead. You said,
Then,
yeah, smart.
and then the other thing is like, because they went from being underground and that they were blind, and then they went from being above ground in the sequel, and they had grown legs and they were walking around, and then and then you revealed found out that they were hermaphrodites and they were asexual.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the third one, if memory serves me correctly, these fuckers had developed the ability to fly. So there's two things I always thought was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
One is the fact that they were constantly evolving.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was also one of those things like where they never really said what it was that woke them up or brought them to the people's attention in the town in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they even say like, how come no one's ever seen these things if they've been around all this time?
Oh yeah.
That is
You never
true.
talk about what will come up.
And remember, they're sitting on the rock joking back and forth, and Bert goes, "These things are definitely from outer space. No way these fuckers are local." And then Valentine's like, nah, I think the government cooked them up from radiation. He's like, they're a big surprise for the Russians. Like, So like, the funny thing would be is if come to find out, say they were like a government experiment, and this was like a Godzilla situation.
Yeah, that would be funnier.
Like, oh, they left them out in the middle of the desert. Figured no one was ever gonna find them. Whatever. Figured that they all died off, and then lo and behold, these guys put a town there. Granted, the town was small. There was only like what
14 people that lived there,
right? And that's fucking insane to me. That right there is fucking insane to me.
That's like a fucking village. That's not a town.
Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, so it's like
people and it must have literally been in the middle of nowhere because they literally had nobody to contact.
Nope. I'm sorry. If it was me, I would end up pulling. I would end up pulling up a Patrick Star. What if we take the town and move it over here? Yeah, that's just a dumbass place. You got a town in the middle of nowhere. You ain't got shit around you for miles. Didn't they say like it was like 38 miles to the nearest town? Or something like that?
Yeah, it was something insane.
Yeah.
And niggas had to take horses out there. They were traveling for days. This film literally takes period. It takes I had to be at least a week, 3 days at minimum throughout this whole film. The first one. Now, I like the way the second one starts, though. I like the whole premise and the idea of like how times have changed and evolved, and so now like they get what's his name? Damn, what's the character's name? Fucking they get the guy that Fred Ward plays.
Yeah, the Doomsday Prepper.
No, that's Michael Gross.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm Earl. They get Earl to come back for number 2 and tell him, yo, listen. Now, mind you, at this point in time, Graboids are a national phenomenon. Niggas found them, and then they started making money off the intellectual properties and shit. Right? So, yeah, it was fucking crazy. So they're like, all right, yo, we got a graboid problem. You're one of the first people to ever encounter them, and the first people to ever kill them. Need you to come work these out. We'll give you $50,000 for each one that you kill, and we will give you any amount of weaponry you want. The Mexican government will give you whatever the fuck you want. Just ask. And if that was the case, I'll be honest. I'm taking the deal too. I think it said $50,000 and whatever kind of armament I want. I'm gonna take the deal, and I would be on the same shit that Earl and Grady were on, just running around blowing worms the fuck up, making bread.
I mean, that's not a bad idea
at all.
It really isn't. Especially they're like, yeah, you get C4. Last time y'all fought them, they're using some podunk fucking sniper rifles until Bert decided to give y'all some real weapons, and even then, those still didn't do shit.
apparently.
Yeah. Like Earl, literally when he shot it with the elephant gun, he had to use both barrels. He had to use both barrels.
He had to use, I think, like 6 rounds.
You're right, because he did reload. He reloaded like twice in a fucking elephant gun.
Nah, if memory serves me correctly, he let both barrels loose, and that's what put it down. But he had to keep reloading because he couldn't shoot through the dirt.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because when it finally actually no, that was when he's on the roof. I'm talking about the one that came through the basement.
Yeah. So
he hit it. He hit it at least 4 times because he reloaded.
With the elephant gun? Nah, he definitely let both barrels loose, and that was the end of that.
I swore it was still. I swore he reloaded and popped it one more time. Both barrels just I don't know, double tap.
Actually, don't they kill the one in the basement?
They murked him. They let loose every damn weapon on that wall. Let loose every single damn weapon on that wall, including the elephant gun. Auntie Reba pulled the dual deagles off the wall. Started dual wielding against the motherfucker. Just letting them things ring, bro. They was throwing mags back and forth to each other, just letting loose in their basement. Like that shit was crazy. But I'm sorry, that elephant gun got nothing on that goddamn anti-tank rifle that this motherfucker has in the second one. That shit was crazy. He's like, I got a single round anti-tank rifle. My boy fired that shit off. He obliterated the fucking shrieker, and the round still went through like 3 other three other walls and through a car and it actually went through the engine block of the vehicle.
It's a good gun.
Mm-hmm. That shit was ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. So this man's armaments are wild. But yeah, like I said, I'm taking that deal. 50 G's for each one of these I blow up. Unlimited amounts of C4 and unlimited amounts of weapons I want. And shit me. We on like fucking Donkey Kong. But as I was saying, like, yeah, I enjoy the way they did that. They're like, all right, it's easy for Earl now. They're out there having fun. It's like they fishing. They're out there having a good ass time, like they fishing and shit like that. Boom, another 50 grand. Boom, another 50 grand. And I like the way they did it because it's like, all right, it was too easy. It's one of those things. All right, it's too easy. Where the other shoe got to drop at some point in time.
You know what? And this is something I never thought about. So you just said this. Maybe that was the whole reason why they evolved.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because all the other ones were getting murked out until that one, it was going towards them and then turned around and went away. And you got to think about they were smart because the first one that attacked them grabbed onto the chain that was behind the car. And it took them for a ride. Right. And the next thing, now it's getting even smarter, knowing, all right, now if they're over here, let me run away. And it literally it baited them right into an ambush. So when they came around the corner, it popped up out the ground, scared them, and made them fucking reverse into a ravine. And they got stuck.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, these things are incredibly fucking intelligent. Yeah, let's take a quick break. Let's hear from our amazing friends in the podcast world that are doing some amazing things. Midnight Comics, Room Full of Blurs, Icarus Podcast. We will be adding more people to these adverts because these guys are doing some fucking amazing things, and we are so proud of them. Please check them out, as well as Heartline Comics Barcode Collection, where we'll be back after these messages.
Going on, everybody, Lloyd Jones with Midnight Comics here, and we'd like to introduce you guys to our show, The Indie Breakdown, a show where we break down your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities, and get them ready for an eventual indie versus matchup. All Indie Breakdown episodes go live first on Spotify and on Patreon, with them eventually showing up on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out The Indie Breakdown and learn more from your favorite indie comic book creators, now's the time to do so. We hope you guys decide to tune in, and remember, until next time, midnight is coming.
Hi, I go by Lady Mandalore, the creator of Room Full of Blurs. Do you have a whiteboard in your room? Do people get a glazed over look in their eye when you start to explain things to them? Well, come join me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we can talk comics and get to know some new creators of color, only on YouTube and Twitch.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Calvin, from the Icarus Podcast, and I just want to say that we got new episodes coming next Saturday and every Saturday after that. So all I would have to say from here is keep enjoying the show. You can check us out, www.icarusmetrocomics.com. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and more. See y'all next time.
Join the Pulse. We're excited to announce the launch of Heartline Comics' newest line, the Barcode Collection. Our fresh drop just hit the internet and is turning heads. Imagine this. You're rocking our merch, and friends can scan the barcodes to instantly connect with the Heartline Comics website. It's a game changer. Stay ahead of the curve and never miss a beat. Subscribe to our website for exclusive alerts on the latest merch drops and the newest comics hitting the shelves. Be part of the Heartline community and show off your style with pride. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
And we're back. During that break, I jumped over to Lady Mandalore's live stream just to give a quick shout out, see how they doing. They will be introducing Midnight Comics, interviewing them today. Definitely go check out Lady Mandalore, Room Full of Birds. She is currently live now. She also goes live at the same time we do. No shade, but if y'all want to check her. Y'all want to check me. We can go back and forth. We're gonna do an episode. We'll do an episode together one day. But definitely go check all them out. Midnight Comics with the Indie Versus and Indie Versus breakdown. Stay tuned for that, as well as Icarus Podcast, as well as Heartlight Comics, and like I said, Lady Mandalore's Room Full of Blurs. All right, let's get back to it. Tremors. Now, we talked about the budget of these films and how different they were, and how one for theatrical release, and then the other there was seven. There was 7 of them, or 8. Yeah, there's 7 of them. The other 6 of them were all direct to DVD or digital. Now, normally when a film goes direct to digital, you know it's probably going to be some hot garbage.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
No, that's why I said probably. That's why I said probably. So anytime I go into that $1 bin at Walmart, I'm always thinking, oh, this is going to be a rough one. It's going to be a rough one. But again, I enjoy movies that are like that. I enjoy movies that are like so bad that they're good or whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely been a lot of direct, the video ones that I've seen that are actually, I'm like, oh, cool. That's nice. Like Blood Rain 2 or whatever it was. Yeah, no, I think The Crow 2 went direct to VHS. I think it was, or something like that. But I want to know, what do you guys think of the, how do I say, just like the gall to, again, not saying the films are bad, not at all, but for them to like take the franchise, and I feel like they squeeze a lot of life out of it, like you said, by turning it and adding more comedy into it. Like it was good enough the way it was with the comedy. You'll have the biggest part of the comedy within that film, at least the first film, was the dialogue between the two main characters, Val and Earl. That was really the much of the comedy. That was pretty much all the comedy you kind of really got in the film, or like their smart ass remarks back and forth between the rest of the towns. Because again, there's only 14 people that live there. So they literally, this is where everybody knows your name. Yeah. This is like literally. They knew your father, your father's father, your father's father's father. Like, yeah. So, like, that's much as the comedy that you get. But number 2, they definitely turned it up. And it was as if the characters became, I don't want to say bumbling idiots, but I feel like they became more like incapable at some points. And they were just kind of like doing whatever they was that they could do. It was like the sense of desperation kind of kicked in, and they just started, oh, do this, oh, do that, do this, do that. What about this? On the other hand, like in the beginning, in the first one, yeah, it was like that, but they were more, I feel like they were more cool-headed. You know what I mean? They were far more cool-headed and strategic in the first film compared to the second film. You know what I mean? Or am I the only one? Am I alone in my assessment?
No, not a little bit.
No, I agree with that. Like in the first one, well, I mean, in the first one, they're literally trying to survive the entire time.
Yeah. So you would think that they would be way more frantic, especially, whoa, holy shit, we just found a new species and it wants to kill us. It's completely cut us off from the outside world. It caused the rock slide to block off the road. And that's another thing. That's something I didn't think about too. Was that just a rock slide, or what? Or did they make the rock slide happen to cut them off from the outside world?
Yeah, I think they made it happen.
Yeah, they never say anything about that part. So I think that's pretty interesting to even think about in that part. That part, because then I feel like that changes your entire perspective on the film. Because if you look at where it takes place, the town, they said the town essentially is in the middle of nowhere, but they're in a valley. They know that they're in a valley. So there's the road out to get to the rest of civilization, and that's it. There was like one road in, one road out. Anything else went, like you would end up like 3 miles away. You're running into mountains. So they were kind of like back against the wall. And to me, when you think about, holy shit, did the Graboids cause a rock slide? Now you look at it as, hold on, these Graboids just cut off their exit, their route out. And Now they're not able to communicate outside because they're in the middle of a valley, so the reception's horrible. I think this is bless you.
Thank you.
I'm like, no, this isn't just, these graboids aren't just eating these people just because they just so happen to be there. No, they're hunting these guys. They cut up, they're logically thinking, hunting and hurting them together.
Mm-hmm. Trapping them on the rock, studying the buildings, realizing and then learning from their mistakes. Like, nah, they were definitely full on predators. Like, it almost reminds me of the Deep Blue Sea.
Thank you. Yes. Right there. Exactly. And if you haven't watched Deep Blue Sea, y'all need to watch Deep Blue Sea. It's honestly, I have a slight, I say slight because, like, I don't like sharks. I have a fear of sharks. Right? I have a fear of sharks, as most would be like, oh, you should be afraid of sharks. They can fucking eat you. But more so the fact that, like, I go to the beach and I don't go that far in the water. And I'm like, okay, shark. Like, no, it's rational but irrational at the same time. So, but Deep Blue Sea was an absolutely phenomenal predatory animal film. And you're absolutely right. I feel like that gives a lot of vibes. Deep Blue Sea came out in what was it, 99?
I definitely like early 2000s.
Yeah, early. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe late 90s.
Maybe that's what I was saying. No, that's why I was saying. Well, holy shit! Yeah, I was right. 99. At least the first one came out in 99 because they tried to do the same thing with these movies. There's a Deep Blue Sea 2 and a Deep Blue Sea 3.
Did not know that.
Yeah, one that came out in 18 and one that came out in 2020.
Huh.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta leave shit alone. Shit alone.
The issue is that it stops being about telling the story and it starts being capitalizing or trying to make money. Like, that's why Keanu Reeves didn't do Speed 2. That movie didn't need a sequel.
No, he didn't, and that's exactly why he says it. He's like, the script wasn't good. They were just doing it just to get bread.
I like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's a solid ass person. He has doesn't he have he either has a manga or an anime that's about to come out. I think he wrote his own manga. It's like,
I want to say it's called Berserker.
Yeah, Berserker. Yep. Not only that, he's an avid motorcyclist. I heard one story I heard one story that two fans broke into his crib and he was sitting there playing the guitar, and instead of him calling the cops and kicking them out, he invited them in, sat down, played guitar with them, had a good time, and said, "All right, guys, have a good day," and walked them out the front door. Niggas broke into his house, and he just sat there. He sat there and just, chilled with them.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, hell no! You broke into my crib. You getting out. You got to get out. But no, the films were absolutely amazing. Let's see. We got it looks like Justin Kuhn switched over to YouTube. They were definitely hunting them from just how they remember where their last stepped in first and then and how they use their tongues to sniff out and grab people. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. It was absolute 100% hunting. Like predatory hunting too, not just not scavenging. They everything they did was with intent. And in Deep Blue Sea, they genetically modified or enhanced the shark's brains. made them bigger and made them think. And now they start hunting in They started hunting in packs, and sharks don't do that. Maybe they'll be going to the same kill and they just be eating at the same time, but they're not hunting at the same time. They're not running one as a distraction, and while the others come up from behind. No.
Yeah, all that. No, they don't do all that. No way.
But that's exactly what they did.
I know.
They ran into the house. They ran into the store. What happened? The Graboid ran them out of the store. They made the store unsafe for them to be in. And like, oh, okay, so they ran up top. All right, let's start taking the building down. Let's see where they go from there. And then they end up chasing them all the way out into the middle of nowhere, where they had nowhere to go besides trapping them back on the rock again.
But that's not even the wild part. The wild part is that when they actually got on the bulldozer trying to escape, every time they stopped to pick someone up, they would try to drag the bulldozer down.
Mm-hmm.
And they were analyzing it. And then you found out, lo and behold, that these fuckers had dug a trap.
Yep. That part right there. And I was leading up to that part too. I literally just said they ran them out into the middle of nowhere. And then like you said, they dug a trap for these motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
And so maybe that's what enhanced the fear that they had in the second one, because they knew how smart they were. And that's why Earl initially was like, nah, fuck that, I'm good. I went through that shit the first time. That shit was rough. I'm not doing it again. But they're like, that's the thing. You know how to defeat them. You know how to kill them. It's literally like fishing. Put some C4 or a bomb at the end of a stick, roll it across the ground. They think it's human. They eat it. Then you blow it up.
Yeah, and they tried that with that third one. And look how that third one, the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
That's not always the case.
Nope. That fourth one was not playing. It made them think, because it made them think that it went away.
Yeah.
When in reality, it was just sitting there under the ground, waiting for them to move. And that's something that I thoroughly enjoyed about this film. About just like Tremors and in general. I did not watch the third one, so if either of you guys watch the third one, by all means, please inform me on it, because I heard shit gets crazy in the third one.
It does.
It got to the point where they were flying, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I think I watched the third one like once, and like they end up evolving to the point where they were farting and it turned their ass into a jet, and then they ended up getting wings, and then they were able to fly using their asses as jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they end up naming them ass blasters. I remember at the end of it, they captured one and they turned it into a tourist attraction, and like they had it tied to a chain, so when it would like try to fly away, it would just like fucking fly in a circle.
Madness. Absolute madness.
Absolute madness. Absolute madness. I think these films were also an ode to the human preservation. Let's say they get named ass blasters because of a comic. Yeah, it was because of a comic. Okay, no. I'm watching 3 is coming back to me just a little bit, but no, yeah, I feel like the films are like an ode to the human, the human's ability of preservation. Like they got introduced to a prehistoric creature that was incredibly intelligent, adapts and evolves to what it needs in order to survive. Like I said, the shriekers were asexual. They ate and then they spit up a new one. So they're constantly evolving, but still in the end, the humans were able to outwit or outsmart them and then end up, turning them into a damn tourist attraction. Mind you, these ancient creatures that got billions of years on us.
Yeah. Who does that?
Right? Humans do that.
We suck.
Yeah, it's wild. That I don't know. What do you think?
Me?
Either one of you guys, like, what do you guys think about what I just said? Like the films being an ode to the human preservation.
I don't understand what you mean when you say that.
So I mean more so the fact that, again, like I said, we have these creatures were pretty much apex predators, right? They literally survived millennia, right? The Precambrian, they're from before the dinosaurs. They've been doing their damn thing, right? They're incredibly intelligent, adapting, evolving to the surroundings, and whatever they need to survive. Yet humans were still able to overcome this ancient creature, again, who has millennia worth of knowledge, which means that their survivability is higher than the humans' survivability. They survive, millennia. I mean, how long has our species been on the planet? You know what I mean? In comparison, we've been here for like a needle compared to their haystack.
Right.
So my thing is, like, it was an ode to the ability of humans to survive. You know what I mean? It's like you said, imagine a human, every time the humans outsmarted the predators.
Right.
You know what I mean? These are creatures that are bred to survive, and yet the humankind was still able to overcome them, and then not just overcome them and be able to kill them, but then capture them and turn them into a fucking tourist attraction. You know what I mean? These ancient ass creatures are now here for your entertainment. I just find that concept is wild.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is.
What's up, Nemu? Hops in the chat, and the first thing I see is ass blasters. If this is your first time watching the Super Breakdown, there's way more fuckery than just an ass blaster comment. Way more fuckery. I said than an ass blaster comment.
Yeah, I said pause.
I'm sorry. I feel like I've said wilder shit than that.
That sounds crazy in that context.
Copy. Fair. Very fair. But come on, between Winnie the Pooh being a chronic masturbator to Kirby being a clitoris, like, come on now.
Oh, Jesus.
Those are all facts that I have reiterated and cleared up in the past. I don't appreciate the fact that you're throwing shade right now. It's unnecessary.
I'm not.
Right?
I'm just saying we have said some out of pocket shit on this show. Between my Terramana sipping ass and your I don't know what you drink. You be drinking. You just be drinking shit. Whatever
I'm
it
getting
is, you
scared.
be
I'm getting scared.
Mommy and Daddy, stop fighting.
Yeah, as you should be, Jay. As you should be.
Oh man, nah. It's been. What are your guys' thoughts on this and the entirety of the month so far?
Well, I think one overall thing that we saw through from the ones that we went over, from John Carpenter's The Thing to the Mimics to
Godzilla
to us doing the Graboids. The one thing I thought that was very interesting was the practical effects and how I still prefer practical effects over CGI.
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing I can say each one of these movies did well.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that the fact that they did them to the point where they still stand the test of time, where the movies are still good 20 years later, 30 years later, speaks volumes to the teams that made them.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
And I think that it's also a good example of when you have material and you have a story that you're trying to tell, you got to know where to draw the line and where not to.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, I think the thing that makes the series suffer is the humor that got added to it for opposed to the sake of the fact that these fuckers were predators. Like, if you look at Open Water,
Mm-hmm.
like
that film is fucking terrifying. Because I also
and
have thalassophobia as well. A little
and
touch
it's
of that.
and it's something that's very simple because you're out in the water, but you're out in the middle of nowhere with a predator that can eat you alive.
Exactly. You've become powerless in an area where there's something that is bigger than you, faster than you, and stronger than you that you can't see.
That is going to hunt you and kill you for the sake of doing it.
Exactly.
No thanks.
But again, it like you're saying, it's that fact of just it adds an extra level of scare to it, of unnerving. It's far more thrilling, has people more so on the edge of their seats, has more people's hearts pounding. What's going to happen next? Where is it coming from? Or hell, what is it? You know what I mean? In some situations, what the hell is it? And I agree with you. This the films, they just stopped doing that. You know what I mean? From one, even to the second one, where they were no longer graboids, they're no longer hiding on the ground. We were no longer had the ability to ask that question: where are they coming from? You know what I'm saying? Where are they going to strike next? Who's next? Who's going down next? You know, now they made them visible. You can see them. It just takes away from that fear of, oh shit, there's something right behind me, isn't there? You know, or like, I don't see the monster. Don't look up. You know what I'm saying? It just, I don't know. I just feel like it just takes away. You know, when you start showing the monster so much and so often, it takes away from the fear of the monster.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like we said earlier, like Jaws, like, yeah, granted they couldn't show the monster that much because it didn't look good. So they ended up inadvertently creating a more terrifying effect, you know, just based off what they were able to work with. And that's why I like these older films so much, because there's a lot of shit, and that's why this month for me at least has been so damn refreshing, because we've been getting back to what truly makes, what truly makes a monster movie, what truly makes a thrilling movie. And again, these expand across, because all these films have multiple subgenres, whether it be thriller, horror, psychological thriller, psychological horror, or so on and so forth. They're all a bunch of subgenres, a bunch of different things tagged in, but all these films did those subgenres perfect. When it came to John Carpenter's The Thing, that I really haven't seen any other psychological thriller, that really had you on the edge of your seat. There's been very few since then. I would say The Cell or Cell. I don't know if you guys remember that movie with J-Lo.
I do.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, mind-boggling. Halle Berry's Gothica.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a solid ass ghost movie. Such a solid ass ghost movie. Hell, the greatest damn ghost movie I've ever watched, 13 Ghosts.
Said
you
actor. Did you say 13 Ghosts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like you really couldn't see where the threat was coming from unless you had these specialized glasses. You know what I mean? That was such a solid ass movie. You know what I mean? All these films did very well to their genre, while most modern films, they say horror, it's not truly horror. They say psychological thriller. There's not much thrilling going on within my psyche to these, with these films. They're all easily telegraphed. They're all just readable. You know what's gonna happen next. You know what the monster looks like. There's no more fear within it. At this point, I'm just watching to see what happens at the end. But that's my takeaway from this month, is that all these films, though they are older, I don't want to age myself. I don't want to age anybody else watching. They still stand the test of time. Stand the test of time. Let's see. Nemu says, the only horror movie I've watched in recent years that I find to be exceptionally good is The Boogeyman. That's one of those films that isn't predictable like most other films. For me, it's Grudge. It's The Grudge for me. The Grudge is literally one film that I will never watch again. I watched it once and I will never watch it again. Even as a grown-ass man, 30 years old, I would never fucking watch The Grudge again.
Never seen it.
Never? Yeah,
Nope.
dude, that shit, that watching that shit as I think it was like 11. I think it was 11 or something. When did The Grudge
I've
come?
never actually seen it either. That's kind of funny.
Oh my God, really, guys? So The Grudge came out in It came out in 2004. It came out in 2004. And it's a remake of the Japanese installation of the film called Juon. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but yeah, the film's fucking terrifying. But again, it's also another one of those films that, like, the more they made of the film, the kind of less scary it kind of got. Still scary as shit, but less scary. But I don't know. What do you think, Jay? How do you feel about this month overall with all the films?
Oh man, I had fun this month.
Mm-hmm.
This month, I had a great time. I watched some movies that I have not seen in forever. Good movies, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And even the Mimic had me on the edge of my seat because also, bugs. I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of bugs.
Yeah, I wish one of y'all would have told me that the shit was about bugs.
My bad.
I openly said, I don't know this movie. I've never watched it before. And nobody wanted to tell me that it's about some big ass cockroaches.
With a little bit of ant and termite DNA mixed in the
mantis. And mixed in with some mantis. Yeah, the fuck? Crazy shit. Craziness. But no, I had a fucking blast this month. I think I can say that we all did. We all had an absolute blast this month. And I feel like it's a great way to end to end 100 episodes, to round off going on to our 100th episode, which will be next week, our 100th episode next week. Please tune in. We are starting off with, what was it? General Zod.
Yes.
General Zod is going to be, he's also a character that we've been wanting to break down for a while. It's just, we just ended up forgetting and or not having time for it. But yeah, absolutely. So tune in next week. But now, again, so our final consensus on on Tremors.
If you have never seen Tremors, there's something wrong with you.
Oh,
But you
damn.
should see it.
Damn. Like, you ain't seen Tremors, you stupid. Yeah, no. no. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, Tremors is an amazing movie. I feel like we've been going over nothing but cult classics this whole month. And it's been fucking awesome. So damn awesome. Like, I don't know. What's your overall consensus on Tremors? Triage.
If my overall consensus on Tremors is that if you ever meet someone who is a doomsday prepper who's playing out every worst case scenario, who's conspiracy theories, who has MREs, who has a lot of weapons, likes knives, likes to blow shit up, you should become that person's friend, because when the shit hits the fan, that motherfucker's going to be prepared.
Oh shit, yeah, absolutely. You make friends with them. People like, all these doomsday preppers, they're crazy, they're weird, but whose vault door are you gonna be knocking on when the fucking nukes hit?
I fully agree with that.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting next to the guy with the big ass gun. So, for those of you who are just catching up, we are ending our movie monster march. We did Godzilla. We did John Carpenter's The Thing. After The Thing, we did why do I feel like I'm missing one?
Mimic.
Yeah, we did Mimic. Tremors. I thought we did a fifth one. See, guys, we just been pumping out so many shows that like.
Godzilla.
No, yeah, I already said Godzilla.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. Huh? Let's see here. Oh, Species. Yes, Species. We went over Godzilla. Went over John Carpenter's The Thing. We went over 1995's Species. We went over 1997's Mimic. And today we went over Tremors. All those movies, if you haven't watched them before, which if you're around our age, you probably have seen it, maybe not watched all the way through, but absolutely watch those films. Absolutely amazing. It's so refreshing to watch some older films that were actually really good. But now, there's a few things I want to talk about before we get up on out of here. Does anybody have anything else to say about Tremors before we move on?
Mm-mm.
This Avengers Doomsday. We're going to switch back into the superhero stuff here. Avengers Doomsday is now officially in production, and their way of announcing that it was in production is by releasing the first set of cast members. And it has the internet in an absolute fucking tizzy fit. All of nerddom is going absolutely out of our mind with this casting lineup here. I can't even name them all off from offhand. Like, fucking, we're about to see the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and the Thunderbolts all on the same screen, right? Not to mention when Secret Wars comes around, and mind you, that's just the ones that we know of that are absolutely going to be in this film, right? Those are just the ones we absolutely know are going to be here, right? Now, we have Secret Wars coming, and now with that, we can only expect it to be even more insane. We got Chris Hemsworth, we got Vanessa Kirby, right? We got Anthony Mackie, we have Sebastian Stan, we have Lolita Wright, Paul Rudd, and fucking Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son. We got I'm gonna botch this. Tanaka Rara Majera. We got Iman Mas Barakis. I just don't understand their names. We got Simalu. We got Florence Pogue, as well as Kelsey Grammer. We got Louis Pullman, Danny Ramirez, Joseph Quinn, David Harbour, as well as Winston Duke, Maya Fa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
We got Hannah John, Tom Hiddleston, Patrick motherfucking Stewart, Ian McClellan, Alan Cumming, Rebecca Romanji, James Marsden, Channing fucking Tatum, Pedro Pascal, and of course, we all know Iron Man Doom himself, Robert Downey Jr. Thus far, that is a ridiculous fucking lineup.
And that's just who they've announced. I highly doubt that's everybody.
Yeah, there's no way that's fucking everybody.
So I got a hot take.
Go ahead.
They've lost.
They lost? They lose?
They've already lost. You want to know why they lost?
Plot armor for Robert Downey Jr. Extra payday.
No. Listen, man. I don't want to talk about the cunt in the shiny condom. They've lost because Hawkeye's not in it. Listen, Avengers, Hawkeye's there, they win. Age of Ultron, Hawkeye's there, they win. Infinity War.
Shit.
And then Endgame, Hawkeye comes back, they win.
Shit.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Not wrong at all. It's very sound logic. And there's proof to back it up. Damn. Oof. Well, again, we don't know. He could be within the second. I feel like this is fucking like the draft pick. Like, this is the first round casting lineup. Gonna have a second round cast lineup. Gonna have a third round cast lineup. Like, shit. There's even rumors that them thinking about getting Jonathan Majors back to play Kang.
As they should.
As they fucking should. Absolutely, you're right. Like, this shit's about to go crazy. It's about to go fucking crazy. Like, from the X-Men alone, we're getting 6 X-Men. Oh, I forgot Nightcrawler. That's what I forgot earlier today when I was talking to you guys. I forgot Nightcrawler.
Alan Cumming.
Yep. I wonder if is he related to Jim?
I'm not sure.
That's a good question.
Because we have a lot of, there's a lot of, actors who, their kids are now doing, acting and stuff too. Nope, not maybe they might be a cousin or some shit. But yeah, Nightcrawler. So we got Professor X, Magneto, we have Beast, we have Mystique, we have Nightcrawler, and we have Cyclops. All original actors coming back to play them. All right. Then we have the new Fantastic Four. We got some of the Avengers. Because what we got? Thor, Captain America, Ant-Man, Winter Soldier. Or are we counting him as a Thunderbolt?
I'd count as a Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Okay. Yeah. Falcon. The new Falcon. No. Yep. Yep. He did. Yeah. Yep. He is an Avenger now. Yep. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't watched Brave New World yet. But he is an Avenger. I think that's it for Avengers. All right. Yeah. Yep. That's it for the Avengers. And the only one from the Thunderbolts that isn't there is Taskmaster. Because Sentry's going to be there. Sentry's actor is in there. Sentry / the Void's actor is in there. And that's just the first lineup. They haven't said shit about any of the Hulks yet. They haven't said shit about any of the Defenders yet, which we know Daredevil's going to be there because they have a current run going on for him now, which that shit has been crazy.
I mean, do we really care about the Hulks?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Not unless they make a drastic change and bring regular Hulk back, or even in a Savage Hulk.
I heard
ahead.
that they're gonna bring all 3 actors who have played the Hulk back for World War Hulk.
Yes, I feel like that's another thing that they're going to be doing for either for Doomsday or for Secret Wars. Probably more so for Secret Wars. Because at that point, Doom has the power of the Beyonder. So we're going to see the Beyonder in this Doomsday film. They haven't released who they're cast. They have to, because there's no way that it can just run in directly into Secret Wars without him
being they have to.
Being essentially
Resurrected.
God Doom.
Yeah.
Well, his power, he usually attains some type of level of omnipotency one way or another, whether he becomes Sorcerer Supreme. There's one series, if I remember serves me correctly, where he obtains Odin's power. It all depends.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and here's the wild part, because
I was just gonna say, I heard one version that even Tony Stark makes a clone of himself before he dies, and
that would be nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That would be absolutely nuts. That would be nuts. What were you saying, Josh?
Not because I was like, if you think about the whole thing, like with Odin and Thor, now Thor's passed the mantle, technically inherited the mantle of Allfather, but it's like he's not really. No, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's such a loose end that they never really wrapped up, because Odin dies, Thor no longer needed his hammer. He actually started tapping into his actual power. But then it's like, if you look at Odin and everything Odin was capable of and everything he did, and then compare Odin to Thor, it's like Thor hasn't even remotely scratched the surface of what his actual power is, if he's supposed to be the new Allfather.
Well,
that's true.
From my understanding, when it comes with the there's an actual power. It's Odin something. That Odin Force or some shit like that. And then it ends up becoming Thor Force or something like that. But essentially what needs to happen is he actually has to he hasn't taken the mantle of the Allfather yet. He hasn't taken the throne of Asgard. And if I remember correctly, that's the last thing that he needs to do, is that, yes, he's inherited the Odin Force or whatever it's called, but he needs to actually, like, in order to be that, you actually have to be the king. You have to, be, able to inherit it from the king. So it would have to be the son of the king, and then actually take the throne and become king of Asgard. Because when Thor has his daughters, when he passes away, he splits it, the Thor Force or whatever it's called, into to them. He splits it into 3. I'm trying to remember the name of the power. There's a specific name. Yeah. Oh, I was right. It is the Odin Force. Yep. In Norse mythology, Odin is the Allfather, king of the Aesir, and god of wisdom, death, and magic, possessing immense powers and ability, including the Odin Force, which grants him near invincibility and and the control over reality. I don't know why I couldn't fucking talk just now. But yeah, super strength, super speed, wisdom, magic, shape-shifting, all those nice, fun things. But yeah, he, normally, from what I read in the comics, is that he has to actually take the throne first. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But also, Asgard. Remember, Asgardians get stronger the older they get.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So Odin was like fucking millennia old. That's why he was so powerful. And Thor, when Thor gets up there in age, he's also that fucking powerful. Because I remember they actually did that one time in one of the animated series for Avengers. When they were going against Thanos, he used the time stone on Thor, but Thor didn't die. Like he was able to like age like some of the others out of existence. But with Thor he got older, but he ended up also getting stronger, and he was the one that kind of like that took Thanos out in that. So I don't know. We have to see. Chris Hemsworth is coming back. We don't know what he's been up to since Love and Thunder. Probably listened to some 80s rock, running around with his new stepdaughter.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I swear, please, they need to make Thor's character more fucking serious. Like, tone his comedy down just a little bit. Am I right
Just
or
a
wrong?
little. Just a little.
Like, I feel like they have so poorly misused Thor's character. So much. This man is so fucking powerful, and they have so sorely misused him. But now I'm interested in this because with the X-Men, Avengers, Fantastic Four, and shit like that. Oh shit, also Shuri is in there as well as Namor. I like this because let's look at the names that are there. Right? We got a Captain America. May not be Steve Rogers, but we got a Captain America. Right? We have Professor X. We now have a Black Panther. We have a Namor. All we're missing is a Black Bolt. Oh yeah, my bad. We're missing. We have a Strange as well. Well, in that lineup, we're only missing a Strange, a Black Bolt, and an Iron Man. And
are you trying to go Illuminati with this? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, we literally almost all the characters are there for the true Illuminati.
Heimdall's eyeballs. You remember what happened last time we saw the Illuminati, right? I was there. You were there.
There's some bitch ass niggas. No, there's no fucking way.
Okay, all right. You
no
chose
way.
I'm just saying. I know what I saw.
I know what I saw too. That was not the damn Illuminati. There ain't no way these motherfuckers were able to take down Thanos. Granted, he didn't have all the stones. That they were smart enough to take down Thanos before he got all the stones. Yet not smart enough to not tell the crazy witch bitch that their secret weapon, all he needs to do is speak and he'll obliterate you. Wow. How stupid do you gotta be? I'ma just tell this bitch about my secret weapon. Like, come on now. That is not the Illuminati. The whole point was because they were supposed to be the smartest characters in that universe.
Yeah.
That's
and he
true.
says, "Don't let him speak over here, or you're gonna be blown away." What mouth? Bang! What? You had a man blow his own brains out. This man can literally obliterate a solar system with a cough.
Listen, like I said, I blame poor writing and misuse of characters. All right.
Absolutely. But I feel like no, this would be the real Illuminati. They're not gonna do no stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm just saying. This need to be the real Illuminati right here.
Well, listen. They're taking on the Iron Cock. They're taking on Robert Downey Doom. So I mean, so
Robert Downey Doomer.
if anything, he's gonna find a way to fuck every last one of them, and then it's gonna be like, oh no, what do we do now? Oh God, oh, and it's like I don't want to hear that shit. If anything, I could give a fuck about the whole Doomsday thing. I want to see Secret Wars.
Very much so agreed. I 100% agree. I at first I was like, oh, all right, let me just get through Doomsday. But now seeing the actors and characters that are going to be involved, now I am actually a little more excited because now they can even set up the X-Men versus Avengers in Doomsday. They can set that up.
If memory serves me correctly, that's the way they've announced the way the MCU is going to end with the X-Men versus the Avengers.
Yeah, so this would be a perfect place for them to set that up.
Oh man, it's gonna be crazy.
Cause like imagine this, Doom goes into a different universe, tells the team of X-Men, listen, we got these people that they're coming here and they're gonna hurt you. This is that, blah, 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 and have them. Next thing you know, they're going against. He brings them in to this universe, and now they're going against the Avengers, thinking the Avengers are the bad guys. The Avengers are thinking that they're the bad guys. Now they're fighting each other, and Doom's is using them both to distract. You know what I mean? He's using the X-Men to distract the Avengers while he does whatever whatever his evil scheme is. And then somebody's like, hold on, something's not right here. And it's like, oh, you're the good guys? What? No, you're the good guys? Then who's the bad guy? Oh, it was the man that showed up wearing a fucking cloak and a metal mask. Yeah, he's the bad guy.
It was the cunt and the shiny kind.
Uh-huh. I feel like this is opens so many doors. So many damn doors. And I feel like, remember how I was saying Marvel had one more time? One more time to fuck up, and I'm gone. I'm starting to have a little more hope now. We still got to see how Thunderbolts goes, because Captain America wasn't bad. Captain America was not bad at all. So I'm like, all right, cool. I still need to see how Thunderbolts come out, and I most definitely need to see the way the Fantastic Four come out. I think Fantastic Four is really going to be the tipping point for me. You know what I mean? They waited all this time. They talked so much shit about the old Fantastic Four movies. And now they're like, oh, all right, Marvel got it. They're going to do good now. They're going to do good now. Personally, I liked the first two. I thought they were dope. I thought they were good. We don't talk about Bruno after anything after that. Right? So to me, if they fuck up with this Fantastic Four, I'm like, come on, you dropped the ball here. You dropped the ball here. You had your panties in a bunch about what Fox had did with them, but now you ain't do no better. You know what I mean? That's just the way I feel. That's just the way I look at it and I see it. I just feel like, yeah, they gotta do well on these, or I'm done. Excuse me. Yeah, they definitely got to do better on these, or I'm done. That's the way I feel. What do you guys think?
No, I completely get it. I get it. Because it's been a while, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I just hope that they don't disappoint a shit ton of people.
What about your Triage?
I mean, I'm waiting to see what happens, honestly. I don't think it's going to go over as well as we hope. I've been wrong before. Hopefully, I'm wrong this time because I don't know. I feel like either this movie's going to wind up being very long and it's going to just be one big setup thing, or it's going to work and we're going to get satisfied because hopefully it's not a whole bunch of just little cameos. So that's the one thing that would drive me fucking insane.
Oh yeah, no, I will lose my shit. You're absolutely right. No, you said these motherfuckers are on the casting sheet. I need runtime. I need to see Professor X on screen for more than fucking like more than 6 minutes. They need to be pivotal. They need to be a strong part of this film. That entire cast. I need that entire cast to be a strong part of the film.
Well,
So-
I mean, look at that cast. They better be.
Yeah. So like I was on Instagram and I had made a comment and said that so apparently somebody said everyone was talking about how Marvel lost a spark, yet we just sat there and watched a 5-minute live of them showing chairs. I'm sorry, 5 hour. Yeah, it was 5 hours because that video that that they dropped, that's what the live was. The live was just that, but really, really fucking slow.
Wow.
5 hours long. Yeah. But someone's like, but yeah, we just sat there and watched 5 hours of chairs. And so I said, it's like, all right, well, no, we're not saying that Marvel has lost its spark. We're saying that Marvel is losing its spark. And right now we're all really just on the verge, right? And these next 4 projects, so to speak, film wise, big screen wise, gotta go over well, or we're not there. And then somebody commented that they agreed. And what I said back was, when it comes to Doomsday and Secret Wars, there is literally only one of two things that we can get. We can either get an in-game level film from each of these, or we can get a Civil War level films from each of these.
And see, you feel some kind of way about Civil War. I still say Civil War wasn't a bad movie.
No, but it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be good. Exactly, it's going to be good, but it's not going to be as good as it should be based off source material, because that's what it was. Civil War, the film was good. The film, it wasn't a bad movie, right? But the content, the concept of the film couldn't shake a fucking leg at the source material.
I mean, just by that standard, you're already saying that this is going to fail then.
No, because it could end up being better, right? It couldn't be better. It could even be, like I said, it could be either in-game success level, like the end of the Infinity Saga success level, or it could be the level of Civil War, which good, but not as good as it could be. You know what I mean? There was a lot missing. Like I said, it was a good film, but Civil War had a lot missing and a lot to be desired from it. At least for somebody who at least for me, because I really love the Civil War storylines. So I guess to me maybe it hit me a little bit harder. But yeah, no, we can either get all right, it was good, but the comic book Secret War is way better. Or it could be in-game, like, holy shit, this is absolutely amazing. This is a great way to round off this, this line of films. We started rough and ending strong. You know what I mean? Because this, whatever the fuck this is all these movies and shit like that. It started off rough. This run started off very rough. So
yeah, I mean, it did a little bit.
Because Black Widow was the first film of this phase, right? Or
No,
was it
the first Iron Man film was?
No, for this run.
Oh,
He's saying for phase 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the new, yeah.
Yeah, it was either Black Widow, or it was supposed to be Black Widow and ended up being Eternals because Black Widow got delayed or something like that. I don't know why I'm misremembering, but either way, whether it be Black Widow or Eternals, Neither of those movies did very well box office wise.
They did not.
You know what I mean? So this whole run that they're doing, Cosmic Multiverse run, is just has started off rough. So all I would hope and ask from this is to finish it off strong. You know what I mean? Literally go balls to the wall with Secret Wars, pull out all the damn stops, call everyone that you need, say, you know what? Forget about the I hope that Feige was like, all right, all our writers, everybody in this room, I'm locking the door. Don't worry about budget. Don't worry about rights. Right. And I'll make sure I come here every day with breakfast, lunch, dinner, and coffee and drinks, and you'll get bathroom breaks. But we are just gonna be in here and we are just going to fucking write. We're going to
Sounds like
write.
servitude to me. That sounds crazy.
What happened?
I said that sounds like servitude to me. That sounds crazy. That sounds like someone's this close to going, who's that nigga up on that nag? That sounds insane.
But I mean, they're still getting paid. You're still getting paid while you are here. You're gonna get being paid. You're gonna be being paid in your sleep. You're gonna be getting paid while you piss or shit. Just don't even worry about it. Just write the best goddamn script that you possibly fucking can. Go all the way out. Here's the source material. Sit there, read through every fucking issue of Secret Wars and everything that connects to Secret Wars. And I want you to write me a fucking script. And walked out the room.
You should be their new boss.
Yeah. Justin Kuntz said, bro said, throw away your human rights for a movie. Diabolical. No, they'll have rights and shit like that, and then video call with their family and stuff like that. It'll be a retreat. We'll have a pool and stuff. Like, all right, fine, not a room, but like, all right, be like, all right, we over here, we're off, we're secluded. Here's a big ass resort, but you are to stay on the resort, and these are the times we're going to be writing.
This isn't a cult. No.
That sounds insane.
But that's the only thing that's going to appease me when it comes to Secret Wars. I need them to go all out. All out. And apparently there was like trailer leaks as well for this for Doomsday.
Oh wow.
I don't know, because a little bit of it looks a little AI, at least. Do you guys care about talking about it, about what I saw in there?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I saw Hulk, She-Hulk, and Scar in like loincloths walking through like a village or whatever. We see Doom, we see Strange, all kind of like Latvian Victorian kind of gear, and then we see either U.S. Agent or Captain Hydra running through this town or village. And that, for me, that's where it gets a little weird, because that scene in particular looked very AI-ish. It was like they had a camera in there, and it was like secretly recording.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when you get a chance, look up Doomsday leaks, and you'll be able to you'll see what I'm saying. But I don't know what to think. All I can do is hope and pray and hope and pray and pray and hope that they do this and they do it right. They got to do it right. Because my thing is, my thing always will be, there's source material for a reason, right? But if you can write something that is unique but still does justice and pays at least respect to the source material, you're good in my eyes. But once you start veering off source material and you're giving me garbage in return, I can't fuck with you no more. I'm talking to you, DC. Talking to you. Yeah, I just can't get behind you no more. But no, that's what I think. That's what I think.
I respect it.
I did a lot of talking. I definitely did do a lot of talking to that. But no, I just feel like we need more. We need more. This, don't, and it better, like you said, Triage, it better not be a fucking cock tease. It better not be a bait and switch. It better not be like, oh, all these people in here, we see them for fucking 2 seconds and they get murked out.
Just saying.
Well, I hope not.
Like, for me, I don't count. So in Deadpool Wolverine, I don't count those as cameos because they had too much runtime and they actually did some kind of work. Am I right or wrong? Like Blade, Elektra, Gambit, X-23. I don't count them as cameos.
You're talking about Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool Wolverine.
I mean, I don't think I would count them as cameos just because they were major characters.
Mm-hmm. I would count Chris Evans, Human Torch, as a cameo.
Yes.
I'd count Toad as well as Sabretooth as a cameo. Because they weren't there for long.
That's about it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's truly honestly about it. But I just they can't be cameos. They need to be actual like characters that are a part of the film, of the main problem that's going on. But no, yes. So for those of you who've been watching, this has been the ending of our movie Monster March, where we broke down all your favorite cult classic, monster films, from Godzilla to Thing to Species, Mimic, and now Tremors. We did have the Blob lined up, but we just thought we ended up thinking that Species, Tremors, and Mimic were going to be a little bit better. And then next week is going to be our 100th episode. Please tune in for that. We're going to have a great time on that show. Our 100th episode. It's a big achievement for us, and we will be breaking down General Zod. So it's gonna be
ahead of time.
What happened?
I suggest they all kneel ahead of time.
Kneel before Zod. Yes. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna go over each variant of Zod that we've seen within media, from the original Superman films all the way to the Man of Steel, as well as Young Justice. Let's not forget Smallville, because he was in Smallville as well. He was played by Spike, right?
Smallville? No.
Who was it? Who was he played by?
Spike was Brainiac.
Brainiac. Yep. Spike was Brainiac. Yep. I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, all his incarnations in media. I know Triage definitely wants to really crack down on Young Justice's Zod as well.
Yes.
Because
as well as the Zod from Krypton.
Oh yeah, that's the one I haven't watched. I haven't watched Krypton. I have not watched Krypton yet. But aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're bringing him in, and then the next season of My Adventures with Superman on HBO Max.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's good. It's good. It's enjoyable. It's not. It's thoroughly enjoyable. Like I binge watch it. That's I enjoy it that much. It's fun to watch as well. Jack Quaid did an amazing job voicing a young Clark Kent Superman who's just learning about him, who's just really learning about who he is. He's been Superman, but now he's really cracking down and learning about his origins, where he's come from and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a little different too. It's a little different. We see him actually get some new powers in the show as well. Not new powers that he didn't have, but we actually like it's to the point where he's so young that like some certain powers haven't came in all the way yet.
Gotcha.
So I recommend it. It's a good watch. But yes. So with that being said, do you guys have any final remarks?
If I have to say one thing before we go off, it's that I hope they don't fuck this up.
I think we all second that one.
Yeah, honestly, I was same.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say shit else. That honestly, you summed it up. You summed it all the way up. Man. Just don't fuck up. Don't fuck it up.
Just don't fuck it up.
Because even though you've had some flops, Marvel, you're still doing better than DC. And DC is one flop away from being like, yeah, no, fuck you. We're done.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Very, very, very sad. James Gunn, don't fuck up. Don't fuck up. Don't miss. You bet not miss. Bet not miss. But with that being said, y'all, this has been the Super Breakdown on Power Maximus. We're here with everyone's favorite demon god, Lord Triage, and the Darth Legacy himself, Jason M40. We are here every week. After our 100th episode, we will be taking a short hiatus. We will be doing about a month or so. We will be back in May for May the Force, which is a something that we will be doing every year for May. There is a possible talks amongst us of hitting Saratoga Comic-Con in May. Possible talks, nothing in stone. They're still running the early bird tickets for Saratoga Comic-Con in Saratoga, New York. They're actually not bad. Day passes are like $37 right now. Last time I checked, and the full week passes are like $57.
Not terrible.
I'm sorry, the full weekend passes are like $57, and not bad at all. Not bad at all. But Walter Jones is going to be there. They're going to have the whole cast, damn near the whole cast from Red Dead 2. Is going to be there. That's going to be pretty fucking. That's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, we will let y'all know. But yes, after next week's episode, our 100th episode, we will be taking a break for about a month. We will be back in May for the first show in May. And it's going to be all Star Wars themed. We also may have some special guests on the show as well. They have been guests on the show previously, and they're really interested in coming back, and we are so interested in having them come back. Stay tuned for that. There are other big things going down in the pipeline as well for the Super Breakdown crew. Please stay tuned for that. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We are on Kick, Twitch, as well as YouTube. The Super Breakdown Podcast. Please check us out. It's awesome. You're not going to regret it. Take a look at the bottom of the screen there. That rolling text says, check out the superbreakdown.com. Go to the top, click w.gg tab, and get your Jitterless and Crashless energy drink, all clean, only 150 milligrams of caffeine, which is just above the daily dose of caffeine recommended. Amazing stuff. majority of this show would not get done without Dubby. So shout out to Dubby. Use our code hashtag TSB capital letters. Hashtag capital letters TSB 2023 and get your 10% off your next order. And on every order after that, it's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. You're going to get a lot of shit done. Head to our website right now. Check all of our merch. It's all up there, from our fuck prep time sweatshirts to sweatshirts and t-shirts to our wanted Winnie the Pooh chronic masturbator merch, as well as our Indijaka's Army, to our Get Help. There's a lot up there. Check it out, see what you like, buy away, and it's gonna be great. We will see you guys next week for our 100th episode. Peace. And my bad, I'm sorry, and I forgot. As always, fuck prep time.
Fuck prep time.
Fuck prep time.
Yeah.